Hello, everybody, and welcome back to CTRL-AC. My name is Cole.
And I'm Andrew. CTRL-AC is the podcast where we talk about burrito financing options.
It has been a minute since we've done this, a couple months actually. Kind of disappointing. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we've been busy with school and work, mostly school. It's kind of hard to find a time to record because we both kind of live far away. But we saw a story like burrito financing, and we could not go the week without an episode.
We absolutely needed one, especially with the new release of the new iPhone, new MacBook. We've got some other topics we're going to talk about today too, but the burrito financing.
The best story of the whole year. I cannot wait.
We'll get into that after a couple topics. So a couple weeks ago, we got the new Apple iPhone 16e.
iPhone 16e is supposed to be the replacement to the iPhone SE.
Yeah.
The beloved $399 budget iPhone. It's like the phone you buy your kids. You know, it's just the cheap iPhone.
If you break it, whatever, I'll get you another one kind of phone, right?
Yeah. So the new iPhone SE is called the 16e, and it has 128 gigs of storage, a design that kind of resembles the iPhone XR from the back with the single camera. Mm-hmm. It's the 48 megapixel camera, 6.1 inch notched display, A18 chip with Apple Intelligence. Really solid.
So it's an iPhone 16 that's smaller with less camera quality.
Yeah, it's an iPhone 16 minus a few features. All of that, it's great.
Not a ton of features lost, though. You still have the Intelligence.
Right. And then you look at the price, and it is $599.
Now, hold on for a second.
Completely out of the budget category now.
If they would have made this $499, I think it would have been perfect. I think a $500 base model phone is perfect. So the iPhone 16 base goes for what? $799?
$799. So it's a $200 difference between the 16e and the 16.
And the Pro starts at $999, right?
Right. So if we look at the 16 and the 16e, the 16 paying $200 more gets you the camera control button, which like no one should care about, an extra ultra wide camera, dynamic island, MagSafe. For some reason, the 16e does not have MagSafe. It's like purely for another feature difference. I can't think of a reason for no MagSafe.
Well,
do you think people care?
No.
I've always wondered like how, because I use MagSafe every single day when I drive. I have a little MagSafe mount, and I use it every night when I charge my phone because my USB-C port broke.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it clicks now when I like plug it in, and then if you wobble the cord just a little bit, it falls right out. Like the little middle part of the USB-C.
So the thing happened.
Yeah, the thing happened. Like the one problem with Type-C. And I haven't gone to an Apple store yet because I know they're going to be like, it's $200 to replace it. And I just didn't.
Have you seen what the replacement procedure is for it?
No. Do you know?
Screen off or back off. I don't remember if these ones you can pull the backs off or not. Because then on the 15 you can. And then it's just this little secondary sister board.
So maybe not $200?
Maybe not.
If it's cheap, I'll have that done. But anyway, 16e no MagSafe. I don't know if that's actually a deal breaker for people.
For some people, I'd say no. Like how much? Like the goal is to get your if this is a kid's phone, right? Which is essentially what this is targeting: people who want a cheaper phone to give somebody that they don't necessarily want them to rag on, and like it's a starter phone, right? And if you're going to a kid, the goal is to get the kid off the screen as much as possible. I feel like for most parents. So, I don't know. I'm really grasping at straws here, but
I genuinely think it's to just have another feature gap between them.
Probably.
Which is weird too, because MagSafe was supposed to be like, you know, get
standard.
everyone hooked on wireless charging, because eventually the portless iPhone, that's been a thing forever.
Since
like
what?
The no button portless iPhone. I don't know. It's just kind of weird.
I have absolutely nothing. I'm lost.
It comes in black and white. It's just a weird phone. I have an article up on the Texan News that I'll link, but I kind of break down like who the phone is for. Should you actually buy it? It does have a new thing. So it adds the C1 chip, which is Apple's first in-house made cellular modem.
Huh. So they're not relying on Qualcomm anymore?
Correct. In all of the tests so far, C1 has generally been a little faster than the normal 16.
16E doesn't have 5G.
It does have 5G.
No, there's a caveat. It doesn't have, what is it? It doesn't have 5G roaming. So if you're like...
Oh, yeah, because C1 right now is like not...
Yup.
It's not Europe or it's some weird thing. But it's a carrier problem, I thought. Like, I thought they're going to fix it soon. I don't know.
Well, supposedly the battery life is 4 hours longer on this.
Right. So C1 is more power efficient. We get a longer battery. So that's kind of the one new thing you get.
You don't get cinematic mode, action mode, or spatial video recording. No wireless charging.
The screen is a little more dim. I don't know.
No camera control button.
Only
2 color options.
I know, it's just black and white.
Yeah.
I still think the phone is going to sell a lot because it turns out people really don't care about their phone and they just walk into AT&T and say the cheapest iPhone, I'll take it.
Yep.
And I think having the 16 on there instead of SE kind of helps too.
Oh yeah.
Because then they feel like, oh, I'm getting the new thing, even though they're not.
How long did they say that how long they're going to sell this, or they're just going to update the E line every year?
I actually don't know. I don't know if there's going to be an E every single year or it's just the 16E being sold alongside the 18
because the
series.
SE runs for like what 5-6 years and then another one.
I thought 2020 was the last SE upgrade.
So then what, 5 years?
When was the last iPhone SE? Yeah. Oh, 2022 was the SE 3rd gen. So every 3 years ish, they redo it.
So we'll get iPhone 19e, 1920, or iPhone 20e.
I guess. But the SE used to, I don't know, it would run so long and it was so cheap. And this is $200 or $150 more than the old SE. I don't know. People also, the other thing I highlighted in my article, people don't actually buy their phone outright in cash.
Yeah.
Everyone just finances it through their carrier. And when they look at the two phones and they see the 16 with the dynamic island and the flashier features, and they ask the sales guy and he's just like, oh, it's $5 more a month. I really don't think a lot of people are going to say no to $5 more a month on their bill for the flashier phone. Because maybe that's why they did the color thing. People see the flashier color. You'd be surprised how much color plays
100%.
into phone decisions. I know people who didn't get the Pro specifically because they wanted a flashier color.
Yeah.
Like they turned down 120 hertz so that the phone could be purple.
That's crazy to me. 120 hertz is make or break for me. I'll never own a laptop. I'll never own a phone that's not a minimum 90 hertz.
It's literally why I can't buy any iPad other than an iPad Pro. Like it stopped me from just picking up a $300 iPad because it looks choppy. That's such like a unnecessary problem that
first world problems here.
I know. So should you buy the iPhone 16e? It just depends on how much you care about your phone. Like if $5 a month is worth saving to you, go for it. It's not a bad phone. It's just priced really weird, especially with the new Pixel 9a being so good for a lot less money.
Locked into iPhone though, bud.
It's just hard to like in the grand scheme of phones say that this is a good budget phone, especially at $600. Yeah. What is an incredible deal made by the same company.
Wow, hold on. This is crazy. They're on the MacBook or the Mac train right now. The Mac Mini, phenomenal deal.
The best like home computer deal in the world.
And now you can get a current gen MacBook Air for $1,000. $999.
So the new MacBook Air gets you a very, very good display, incredible build quality, an M4 chip, 16 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage, Apple Intelligence, a new center stage camera for $999 or $899 with a student discount. Ridiculously good deal.
Crazy.
My laptop has the same specs as that. 16 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage. I paid $1450. $450 cheaper is the new, or no, because of the education deal. It's $550 cheaper.
That's great. And a free pair of AirPods.
They do the gift card now, which sucks.
How much is the gift card?
I want to say $150.
So a free pair of AirPods.
Yeah. I think I used mine for an Apple TV. Or no, my parents did, the Mac Mini. But there's not a whole lot to say here because it's just a new chip on the center stage camera. Yeah. We do get a new color. It's sky blue.
Yeah, it's really pretty. I just like it. I've always had a soft spot in my heart for Starlight though. Since I was planning on buying a Mac, Starlight is just
that like champagne-y.
Yes, it's beautiful.
It was.
It is.
Sky blue kind of looks like silver in direct sunlight. How my midnight looks black in sunlight. But it looks really good. If you're a student, if you're anyone like buying a laptop, just buy this. Don't think about it. It's so good.
It's phenomenal. One thing that people don't. I've heard a lot of issues with people switching from Windows to Mac or vice versa. That's always been really weird to me.
Is it just like file transfer stuff? Or?
It's files, it's layout, it's apps, it's all of the above. It's really weird. I feel like unless you know what you're doing, it's really hard for people to switch platforms.
Yeah, I had a friend, a coworker actually, who asked, what laptop should I buy? I want to buy a new computer. My budget's like $1,000-ish. And I'm like, Mac or Windows? And she said Windows. And I like cringed a little because I'm like, oh, the M4 MacBook Air is so good.
Yeah.
Like if you can switch OSs like that, there's no better value for the money.
I switched my grandma from an iPhone to a Pixel, and I will eternally feel terrible for it. She's
really?
used an iPhone since it came out.
Why'd you switch?
Because she wanted a super light, high battery life phone, so she got a 7A.
I mean, that's a good phone.
It's a great phone, and it was cheap, too.
See, with older people like that, if they don't like want from the bottom of their heart to switch, I would never switch it.
I will always feel bad for doing that.
My grandma needs a new computer coming up. Her Windows PC is very slow.
I'll take it.
And I know deep in my heart that if we bought her a M4 Mac Mini, it would blow the doors off of any PC that costs the same amount of money.
Oh,
but I would have to teach her Mac OS. And that just, it's not worth it. It's not worth it for anyone like that.
It's almost like, is financing your DoorDash burrito worth it for you?
Oh my goodness.
This is a story, guys. So this is exactly what it sounds like. DoorDash now offers a financing solution, right?
They've teamed up with Klarna.
Stupid name.
They've signed a deal where customers, this is from More Perfect Union on Twitter. DoorDash and Klarna have signed a deal where customers can choose to pay for food deliveries in interest-free installments or deferred options aligned with their payday schedules. So you can quite literally, in interest-free installments, pay off your DoorDash orders.
So me and Andrew talked about this, obviously off mic, but the only reason that makes sense for something like this is if you want to cater from a really specific place, and one, they don't offer it, or two, you don't want to go pick it up.
If you have a party, maybe.
Right, and you need food delivered to you.
$500 worth of sandwiches.
Like a lot of food. Like we're talking 1,000 tacos from Taco Bell. You're not fitting that in your Honda Accord front seat with 3 kids in the back, right? You need it delivered to you, and it's like $1,000 in tacos. $10,000. That'd be $3,000 in tacos without Uber Eats fees. Anyways, it's a lot of money for a lot of tacos, and like it's a party, it's whatever. Like let's say it's
finance your party
exactly
for $250 in 4 installments.
Easy.
Maybe that makes sense. If it's anything that's not that, you should never do this.
Right, like don't order your McDonald's for $11 and finance it unless you really want to. I'm gonna do this just for the bit.
I kind of do want to.
I'm gonna do this at work tomorrow, and
it's not out yet. I don't know when this launches.
Oh, it's not out yet.
I don't know when it launches. But the question for me is, does this impact your credit score?
It can't. Like, what? There's no way.
Because you're financing
As long as you pay it off, should be fine, right?
So what if you don't? So if you don't pay
what
your
happens if
monthly
you miss
installment,
it'll probably
who comes after you?
Uber Eats will probably just try to auto draft out of your account.
What if it doesn't work?
Then it'll just keep
Who comes
trying.
after you if you owe debt to DoorDash?
Collection agency.
Do they actually, like, for
I'm
a burrito?
100% sure. Like, I'm 99% sure that's what would happen. It's different with subscriptions, right? Because subscriptions, they can just cancel it, but this is something you already bought. It'd be like
Right,
anything.
you've already
It's
consumed
like
it.
taking a loan out on anything, right? Like if you take a loan from a bank for a car and you don't pay your car,
They take the car.
I'm going to try something else. Let's say Apple Pay Later, right?
Yeah.
They will hire a collections agency to go collect money from you with the fees that will include, like, and if you can't pay it, you've got to figure it out somehow, like you'll get jail time or something.
I am someone also who does not DoorDash because it's too expensive.
Oh, 100%.
I think
DoorDash is ridiculously expensive.
I have DoorDashed maybe 3 or 4 times in my life. And it's always like a $10 or $15 meal that turns into a $25. It's usually like an extra $10.
You know how much more food I could get at McDonald's for a $10 order with the
I know.
Uber Eats fees and delivery? With
Yeah.
a tip? I
With
spent
a-
$30 on a 10 count and a Sprite.
Yeah. If you can't afford that, which I can't, I don't want to spend that money. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't like split it up into 4.
You can walk.
You don't want to be paying for like a meal.
I'm trying to
2
think here.
months later.
Like, what is this perfect scenario that we can come up with? Well, I guess completely imperfect. Like, what's this worst case scenario we can come up with? Let's say you're bedridden, nobody's answering the phone, you don't want to call 911.
Maybe you're sick and you like cannot pay $10 more. And you have to get the food delivered.
Right.
I think the only situation that makes sense is yours. If you're hosting a party and it's
Yeah.
a massive amount of money,
That's the only thing that makes sense.
then you split it up.
Right.
But like if you can see this on your, like when
And-
someone runs or pulls credit,
How are they making money on this? Like, how is Klarna making money?
I don't know.
If it's interest free?
It is interest free.
I'm sure there's another fee if you select
If
that.
there was interest, it'd make this so much better if there was interest.
Oh my gosh.
You're paying like $50 over the course of 6
I
months.
guarantee you it's like a $3 fee or something, and there's essentially no loss on their part. Like, what's the chance somebody's not going to pay $4 a month, right?
Yeah,
And they're
I
just
guess.
infinitely making $3 over and over, hundreds and hundreds of times, thousands of times. Like, that's literally printing money. And the off chance somebody, let's say 1 in every 250 doesn't pay $14. About 250 people paid $3, so that's $750. Oh no, 14 whole dollars.
I don't know. I guess if you can't afford the extra $15, like why are you spending $5 for the first monthly unless, so you know how like car dealerships will do a like promotion where it's no payment for 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
What if this is the same where the DoorDash is free and then the 4 installments start the next month?
That would actually make, I think, more sense.
So you can get like your DoorDash meal for free and then just pay it when your next paycheck hits.
Right.
Because it even says you can finance it in a way that aligns with your payday schedule. I'm just saying, if you can't afford the extra $10, don't DoorDash. I don't DoorDash.
I don't either. I will Uber Eats maybe twice a year.
Yeah.
A year.
I DoorDashed last week because I was sick and I did not want to leave my dorm. So I got a sandwich and it was like $20.
From where?
McAllister's. But I tipped the guy and I was like, you know what? I never do this. I will DoorDash this one time because I do not want to leave. I don't know. I hope they introduce no payments for 90 days.
That would be it wouldn't be 90 days.
No payments for a week.
Yeah.
I don't know. Incredible stuff, though.
You know what else is incredible, Andrew? Apparently not Tesla, according to Mark Rober. So I watched this video, and the whole intro of the video was him introducing what LiDAR was with a story, right?
Well, hang on. Mark Rober first is like a big time YouTube
If you don't know
legend.
who Mark Rober is, you shouldn't be listening to this podcast, first of all.
Most people have heard of the glitter bomb, have seen clips on social
100%.
media. Mark Rober is the dude that makes the package bomb that people steal off the porch and then it explodes with glitter. I'm sure you've seen that somewhere on the internet. They have 100 million views.
Each, and there's like 8 of them.
Yeah, he has 65.5 million YouTube subscribers.
He's got his own,
one
like-
of the biggest creators out there.
Oh yeah, he's got his own engineering studio. He's got his own company that makes like craft boxes for kids.
Yeah.
It's a whole. He's a
smart guy too. NASA
super
engineer.
smart guy, yep.
He knows what he's doing. So he makes a video, which great concept. I saw
Really
this and I
good
was excited.
video.
Can you fool a self-driving car? And the whole premise of the video is he's running a bunch of tests with his 2020 Model Y on autopilot. And we'll get to the like distinction between the levels in a second. And he like blinds it with light, blinds it with fog. He does all of these tests to see if it'll actually stop and not hit a person in all these different conditions. And the final test is he has like this Wile E. Coyote style fake wall that looks like a road that he puts up on a road. And the test is, will the Tesla stop in front of the fake road or will it go right through? And if you don't want to get the video spoiled, just pause it right here. The Tesla crashes through the wall and it doesn't stop for the fake wall. So the whole premise of the video from his angle is, oh, Tesla self-driving, because he says self-driving, even though it's just autopilot, doesn't stop in front of the wall. But you know what does? This LiDAR-powered self-driving car.
And it's a Lexus.
Yeah,
a Lexus.
It's like the Waymo cars. So it's a Lexus outfitted with all this LiDAR tech from a company called Luminar.
Really cool stuff too, though.
Yeah, cool stuff. And that's it. So LiDAR wins. Tesla's cameras are inferior. And there you go.
Which in theory makes sense, right? So let's just break it down
it
a little
does,
bit.
yeah.
Like a LiDAR can detect light waves, and obviously it's not a real road. It's an image on fabric, on bricks, or what it was like styrofoam.
Yeah.
The light's not going to go through that, obviously, so it's going to receive that feedback.
LiDAR is radar with light. So
Yes.
it throws light out and it bounces back.
A lot of lasers really fast, essentially. Cameras, obviously, are up to interpretation, right?
There's no like realistic depth perception.
No, there's
with
no...
a camera.
You're right. You can only do so much with a camera.
And so he says he's using autopilot in the whole video. Autopilot is different from full self-driving on a Tesla. So autopilot is simply, that's what most new cars ship with. Some version of autopilot where you press the button, the car stays in its lane, it will turn with the lane, really generic stuff like that. It's like radar cruise and lane centering combined. Most new cars have that.
Okay, but on autopilot, it was also stopping in the other scenarios.
Yeah, I think it failed the light one or something like that.
It failed the light, and what were they? So it was just in front, the light, the fog, the rain, the wall. I think it did. I think it failed the fog and the light.
Yeah. So during the fog test, people are saying that he was pressing the gas because the little warning popped up on the screen. People noticed errors in every single test. In the fog test, he was driving down the center of the road, and if you turn autopilot on, it will not drive down a double yellow perfectly centered. That's just not how autopilot works. So in that one, he was actively driving into the person, probably why it didn't stop. Another weird thing, he was filming it on an iPhone. You could see in the reflection of the Luminar screen that it was an iPhone that he was shooting it with. And then when it showed the camera, it was a pixel. And the G on the pixel was the wrong direction. He literally went back and edited a pixel over the iPhone that was filming. Just a really weird little extra thing. But everyone noticed autopilot wasn't engaged when he hit the wall. He moved the steering wheel. Like, there are a ton of theories as to why it hit the wall. Tesla fans, if you haven't noticed, are really defensive when it comes to this stuff. Some of this may be accurate. Some of this may be reaching. But the general consensus was he did not test this right because it wasn't full self-driving.
Right.
One more little interesting thing, and I don't want to like accuse Mark Rober of,
Slander.
doing this intentionally. I don't really know what happened here, but back when he had the Team Seas fundraiser, did that with Mr. Beast to save the ocean, all that. He tweeted, "We freaking did it thanks to the 600,000 plus individual donors from 191 countries and some help from my buddy Austin Russell for the final push to hit the goal." If you Google Austin Russell's name, he is the CEO of Luminar.
They've known each other a hot minute.
So he donated a lot of money to Team Seas, and then Mark
To be fair, Team Seas was a nonprofit, though.
It was, but Mark still like founded the thing. His friend donated money. He comes back and does this video that positively.
It's like, hey, remember that one time?
Right. I helped you out here.
And to be fair, Luminar's LiDAR tech is really cool and super sophisticated for what it is.
Yeah, I also think Tesla should adopt LiDAR.
Yeah,
Like,
I
why
genuinely
not?
don't know why not. Cameras is such a flawed way of figuring things out.
Full self-driving definitely has a lot of errors, but it is still pretty good.
For cameras, it's good. If you think about the tech that Teslas have, for their capabilities, full self-driving is impressively good. Imagine how good it would be with LiDAR.
Yeah, it still kind of drives like a teenager. Like, it stops abruptly and it'll, run a red light every now and then. You'll see that go viral on Twitter. But for the most part, it's pretty good.
And also, full self-driving, you're supposed to still be a little aware of what's happening.
Oh, right, yeah. You're never supposed to just fall asleep. You're always supposed to be, like, hands on the wheel.
Right. Like, people make worker. I'm surprised Tesla doesn't blacklist people that use the...
You have to have the safety score. To have the full self-driving beta, you have to have a certain safety score.
Really?
So if you launch your car and drive it like crazy all the time, it just won't let you use full self-driving.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. So this guy on Twitter, Kyle Paul, his bio is just EV enthusiast pushing Tesla and Rivian to wild, entertaining extremes. Like, just a EV enthusiast guy on Twitter. Had 6,000 followers. He posts that he's going to be recreating the Mark Rober video and actually use full self-driving. So in the span of like a day or two, this guy actually makes another wall. It looks slightly worse than Mark Rober's, so maybe it wasn't as
They got
believable.
theirs thousands of dollars printed.
But he makes a wall that looks like the rest of the road, sets it up, and runs the test with a Cybertruck with the latest full self-driving, and it stops in front of the wall.
Really?
So Mark Rober like kind of addressed this. He tweeted like the raw clip of him hitting the wall. You can see autopilot disengage like the last second before it hits the wall. So people really don't know what happened there. But the whole thing is like...
At the same time, he's a content creator.
Yeah.
Like, he wants to give people the ending that they want to see that'll get the most views.
It also looks really bad right now considering all of the Tesla vandalism going on. I'm sure you've seen all that.
Oh, yeah. People putting different badges on their Teslas is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Don't vandalize people's cars.
And
if you don't like Elon and Tesla, like, just don't buy the car.
right.
It's that simple. It's the best form of protest you can do. But it's just unfortunate timing that in the wake of all of that, he has this video that, proves, quote unquote, that autopilot full self-driving isn't good, but he has all these flaws when he's testing.
Right.
So he really should rerun the test in a whole new video with full self-driving on, with more clarity, maybe make it like more scientific and less entertainment value. I don't know. He picked the wrong fan base to mess with. Because I think no matter what the result was,
Tesla fanboys will always be Tesla fanboys.
Tesla fans are going to come after you hard. If he did this with the Ford Lightning and Blue Cruise, like, it would not have been this crazy of a
No.
of a
Blue Cruise is
reaction.
terrible. And so is GM Super Cruise.
I
We
don't think-
almost died.
Yeah.
We almost got crushed by a semi on 287.
I've used Super Cruise twice, both in an Acura ZDX. One was during a controlled demo with a pre-production ZDX, and it almost ran us into a car.
Yep.
And one was with a final production ZDX, and it almost ran us into a car.
Yeah.
So none of these systems are perfect by any means.
No.
But will it stop in front of a painted wall is now like a big mystery. Because Mark Rober says no. Kyle on Twitter says yes. At least that's the one test he ran that you'll never actually run into in real life.
Right. Like you're never going to drive into a painted wall for no reason.
Yeah, not something you have to worry about.
So this other topic we're going to get into, it's the last one. So this company's been out for quite a while now. It's called Whoop, and there's been hundreds of reviews on it. My dad uses it every day. He has since production. He got them for free through a company. Has loved it the entire time. He's had it for
LeBron
years.
James uses it, so it must be like the best.
Exactly. And Andrew, you recently picked one up,
Yeah.
and
For those of you who don't know, essentially, Cole, what is a Whoop?
a Whoop is a fitness band
It is
with extra steps.
It's an Apple Watch, essentially. Think of it as an Apple Watch without a screen. It's just a cloth little band with a little metal center part, and you wear it 24/7, and it tracks your sleep and steps and recovery score and fitness metrics, and it does all of that with like a 4 or 5 day battery life.
Yeah, you don't have to charge it every 12 hours.
Correct. So I have been using an Apple Watch Series 10 since Christmas, and I just wanted to see, would the Whoop give me like substantially different metrics from my Apple Watch? So I've been using my Apple Watch and the Whoop now for sleep tracking, just wearing both of them all day. So far, I actually have been getting different results from both of them
Yeah.
in terms of like sleep stages and even steps. The problem is I don't know which one is right.
Well, considering that the Whoop's only job is to provide that, you'd think it's that, and they've only have good reviews since they came out.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know which one is I feel like I need an Oura Ring too. I like really, and I don't plan on keeping the Whoop either.
Why?
Cuz I can't pay that much money. It's $30 a month forever, or it's $240 a year annually. Like you never actually own the thing.
That is expensive.
It's entirely subscription based.
What happens if you just cancel the subscription?
It just doesn't work. Like you lose the app, the thing doesn't work. You just
Oh, duh.
Yeah. So I have a trial for 5 or 6 weeks.
How much was the device?
It was $9 for shipping for the free trial. Like they ship it, they give it to you for free, and then you just pay for the app service to actually make
That
it
thing
work.
costs $3 to manufacture in China.
I know, and here's the thing: I've had an Apple Watch for 4 years. If I had a Whoop for 4 years, I would have already spent $1,000 on it.
Yeah.
Like it is a substantial amount of money. And the app has a ton of stuff too. It gives me a recovery score. It told me today I spent 54 minutes in a high stress zone. Whether or not I actually did, I really don't know. It kind of just gives you so much information, and I don't know how much of it I need to know,
Right.
or
And
B, like is actually true.
for a normal person, it's not necessarily an entirely useful item.
No, and I am not someone who does high intensity fitness stuff every single
Right.
day. Your dad, maybe, when he was a head fitness trainer, he probably would have.
Oh, yeah, he used everything. But now with Apple's new tech and Apple Watch, and a lot of people already owning Apple Watches, forking over $1,000 in the span of the time that you'll have a $400 Apple Watch,
I know.
it's almost pointless for the normal person. But then again, there's millions of people, and millions of people isn't a niche, that's a group. And they're making money.
Yeah, there's definitely a niche for this. I don't hate it. Like if this thing was cheaper, or if it was $200 or $300 to just own forever, I could really see myself keeping it on. I usually wear a bracelet on my right wrist anyway.
Yeah.
So if it has extra functionality, like cool. But my Apple Watch already does all the sleep tracking. It has the Vitals app now with like respiratory rate, stuff I never thought I would like want to know.
Right.
But I have it now. But just having like this much in the Whoop app, I don't know if it is for me or not.
It's just, I feel like it's not worth it for you at that point. Like, it's not about how useful it is. It's just
Right.
$1,000 for 4 years.
If I was an athlete, maybe completely different.
Right.
Maybe it's worth it.
But we're not, and we don't need any of that.
I'm still going to have it, though, for 4 or 5 weeks. I'll do a whole article comparing my Apple Watch to the Whoop. Who knows? Maybe I'll keep it. My fear is that I'm going to love this thing after 5 weeks and then really want to spend the money on it.
Right.
But $250 a year is substantial.
A year.
Mm-hmm.
And that's if you pay in a year, too.
Yeah, if
you're
you do monthly, it's 30.
Hold on.
It's like 33% more.
That's $1,400 if you pay monthly for 4 years.
Yeah. The only way you could justify it is if you upgrade your Apple Watch like every 2 years. Then it's kind of the same amount. But
if you get the Ultra every 2 years.
Yeah, which no one does. So,
well,
I'll do some high intensity workouts. I'll play like LeBron James. We'll see if my recovery score really changes my day-to-day
go to
life.
Chicago and hop on the court, Andrew.
I will. I will become an NBA star by the time this review is done. You can check out my review of this in the next few weeks on TexanNews.net. You can also find my other articles. I reviewed my Peak Design Everyday Carry. I'm very proud of that review. I talk about the 16E. You can check out all of my tech articles there. You can follow CTRL-AC wherever you're listening. Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Anywhere.
Also, if you want to send us a Cybertruck.
We're going to build a wall. We're gonna print a 30 meter by 30 meter piece of fabric.
It's going to be the most realistic
with the
wall
picture
you've ever
of
seen.
the road that we're going to drive it into, and it's going to be bricks, not styrofoam, bricks, and I will be sitting in the driver's seat.
In Kyle's video where he recreated it, they used a car behind it to mount it up. I think in the video he said if the car wasn't going to stop, he would hit the brakes because he didn't want to total the cars.
Himself, right, or that.
But we'll do it with brick, and
we will do it.
I'm sure the car
bricks.
will stop.
Yeah, and if it doesn't,
then we just title it.
Cybertruck better have some good safety features.
No, then we just title it Cybertruck Durability Test, and the whole video changes. Will it survive a brick wall? It's a 2-in-1 video.
And then we can go play with this some more. Call up Whistle and Diesel.
We'll do a collab with Whistle and Diesel.
Cyber Beast versus Whistle and Diesel. Here we go. Thank you guys for listening. You can follow me on Instagram, ColeWeb06.
You can follow me on Twitter. I'm at UtterlyDrew. We will see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.